Do an update. Haven't updated in a month or three. I don't know. It's been a while. Anyways, been doing a lot of stuff to the outside. Just put in these metal EMT conduits to kind of cold bend them into a loop there, or a hoop rather. And then, as you can see, I'm gonna have the vents on the side here. So far so good. I need to build more support going across so those metal beams won't keep moving. Sometimes when the wind picks, they'll kind of shift because I only have them kind of pivoting on a screw, so I could probably reinforce the interior that they have to squeeze into. But yeah, also change the door. I gotta do a lot of stuff like insulation like crazy so it looks a certain way. Door's got to get recut. I need to cut it more precisely, and then this side is actually going to have a wall that goes up about yay high, and that will be just rammed earth. Pretty much a lot of the heat that we were losing was coming out from the northern wall, which makes a lot of sense. It comes in this way and it also bends out that way and to the side, so there's a lot of opportunities for at the junction points for it to lose heat. But yeah, as you can see, things are kind of moving along. If you've ever seen any of the videos before, you'd know that I started with my pellet stove here. That's obviously not there anymore. Once the warm season began, I shifted it and I got it under 2 coats of plastic wrap so it just doesn't allow any moisture to get in. And eventually that line will go that way up and then right through. Instead I had it out like so. It come out this way and then down. There's a lot of points where it had to turn and right angles, which is not really good for exhaust. You really want it as straight out as possible. It'll help you in the long run because then you're not dealing with a lot of creosote and other gunk and tar that builds up over time. Anywho, so yeah, some stuff's moving around. Things are growing and in the ground, and I'm slowly shifting some things around to see where they fit best. And eventually here, these are all this year's plantings. The main idea is to get some of the passion vines in, get all the katuk into the ground as well, and find a home for maybe these sapotes, these black sapotes. Whether they stay potted or somewhere in the ground would be kind of cool. They're pretty trees. Also, aloe vera is just getting massive. I mean, this is harvestable right here. This is the mother, actually, of all of my aloe vera in this greenhouse. But yeah, I'm thinking of putting them right here, and then probably this cordyline, pop that like right in that hole, and then all around it, probably plant a lot of that katuk. So a lot of the katuk will take over the shade in this area. Possibly some of it over here, although I got some of this cassava root, which I really want to dominate on this side and kind of bush out. I got to figure out a home for some of this dragon fruit vine because it's getting really unruly. It doesn't like to be kept like this, and it's really kind of stunning this opportunity. There's a lot of things that are going really right in this unit. There's also some stuff that isn't. But for the most part, I'll try to speak about only the good things I'm seeing right now, and maybe for a later date share some other stuff. But yeah, let's just go under here real quick and check some stuff out. The cacao survived winter. It's their first year through the winter season, and this is Criollo. It's doing fantastic, so really happy. The last year, 2020, I had a red Trinitaro that just didn't like it at all. Got a little cold snap, and if you've seen the unit before, it drops 6.5 feet down that way, which if you get a cold or even a spot in the greenhouse where cold's getting in, it's going to seep down to its coldest point, and that's kind of where I kept it. So maybe next year, once this thing is actually situated, I might air layer something off of this one and test it down there in the pit and see if it does well. But for now, this one's doing really well. The Forastero, which was a smaller one, it's still actually stunted a bit. It had a harder time, so I'm hoping it builds up enough this year to survive it. But all in all, not too bad. a bunch of papaya, and now it's fruiting and flowering again. So this guy is, man, hoping soon. It's been on there for a good couple months. I'm just waiting for it to turn green, which it should. Yum. This is a Puerto Rican plantain, which is just massive. I mean, if I get it kind of at the height that it's supposed to be planted at, it's right here. And they only get like 8 feet, and this thing is well over 8 feet. So that's cool, but also something I wasn't really expecting. That was kind of also one of the reasons, along with the papaya, which is a red lady papaya. They're supposed to sit 6 feet. I did plant them a little bit on a mound here, but still, they definitely had to increase the roof space, the ceiling space. The worst thing I'm up against in this area right now is ants. Ants by far are just super tough to work with. They target everything. Right now, the Kaimito tree, which is over here. I just biffed my turmeric earlier with a piece of wood today. It's like, feel bad. This guy right here is just getting attacked. You can even see them on it right now. They're just working. So I got to build another boric acid sugar trap and just find out where they're coming from, which is right around here. I just haven't been steadfast enough because I've been in transit of just building the frame and everything, get everything together. Sorry, just a little distracted. Everything's in my face. My citrus doing pretty good. Barris lime. So Valencia oranges over there. A fig tree over here. So when you're actually in the unit, you know, you're underground. It's pretty nice. It keeps things really temperature controlled and humidity controlled, excuse me, which is really beneficial for certain plants over others. A lot of your under canopy plants like this Jaboticaba, they just love it here. It stays consistent. It can be, you know, 100, 110 at the top of the canopy, despite venting it as well as you can. And down here it's probably only 70, so there's a lot of benefits to having this. It acts as a giant cold vault, and also keeps things a little more humid, which is nice because, you know, obviously a lot of these are plants and trees that are used to a more humid environment. Maybe not the fig, but they'll take advantage of it just either way. And things are growing on the walls easily. Like this Monstera is, you know, one, attacking this little mulberry sprout, but it's also, you know, really digging in on the walls. If you see some of that pattern there, it's just kind of grabbing. So there's a lot of cool things happening here. Yeah, a lot of stuff's planted out. It's looking good. This is about the third year. So a lot of things are starting to fruit now. The figs are coming in, like no problem. Those are an easy one. Citrus are all doing pretty good. The guava's even, you know, it's guava time right now. The only thing is, like I said, the ants, because, you know, they're just up here every day. On the guavas, the Kaimito, and the soursop specifically, they're just relentless. They're just getting into the Meyer lemon over here, that one, but it's, I think it's kind of not their first choice, which is interesting. Anyway, this is a long-ass update. Maybe I'll walk around the other end and show the where the aquaponics is going to be. I've just been slacking. So this greenhouse is designed to stay at 57 degrees, doesn't get any lower than that, so effectively a zone 13. Yeah, so stuff needs to get planted in here, and these ball containers I need to open the tops, get those unbuckled, and get a filter running from the bottom there. I'm gonna Gonna run some piping from both of them so that they meet in the middle here, and then it spills out into a two-way valve that goes back into the units that are effectively aerating them at the same time. But only do so much with your time, right? So yeah, the next thing for me is really, yeah, you see how poorly I built this thing. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, so I really need to go in here this year and get all the insulation just completely taken care of, and then some other projects around here, and I'll probably be saving a lot more money on my heat expense, which will be definitely nice. Yeah, appreciate you guys for checking it out.